Hi friends, back with another video, and I am really so grateful. I'm recording this after my birthday that had just passed. I originally told myself that I was going to record on my birthday, but I just was very present and realized how in the past there was a lot of birthdays where I just wasn't present in the moment. Like I was very much either, focused on the past or the future, and maybe having a little bit more focus on the things that weren't going well, and even realizing how there was some disappointment in previous birthdays. And I thought about how last year I had a party that I ended up canceling like 2 hours before because I was very pregnant, and I knew that I wanted to be celebrated, but I was kind of doing everything myself, and I didn't really ask for help, nor did I don't know, I just felt like no one would have actually come through. And I know that kind of sounds a little like, harsh, but that was kind of how I felt. So I was like, okay, let me do it. But it was just too much for me, and there was too many factors going on that I didn't feel like kind of putting on a host face and having to host people. But even reflecting on that, I knew that that for me was really a gift, like a really unexpected gift, because I really honored my truth. And even before that, in the past, I would have probably shown up or put on some type of face to just not let people down, or that's kind of the perception that I had, that I would be letting people down by saying no or changing my mind. And the gift that I got from that was really listening to myself and honoring how I felt and honoring what I needed. And even though I did want to be celebrated, at the same time, just the way everything was kind of unfolding, I really just needed to rest. That was the main thing, resting. And then for this year, I was really thinking about, like, do I want to celebrate with people, or do I want to just do something by myself? Like, I've had birthdays where I celebrated by myself, and one of them, like, I intentionally chose to, because I just wanted to kind of pour into me and all of that, and it was really enjoyable. But this year was kind of like in the middle. I was like, I don't mind celebrating by myself, because I honestly love spending time by myself and with baby. So not really by myself, with baby. But I feel like I still wanted to be celebrated. I just didn't know how to say that, nor, again, I didn't want to be planning anything. Like, it was just like too many logistics and all of that. So I really didn't go out of my way to do anything. And it ended up being so beautiful and synchronistic, and just the things that unfolded were only God could do, really. Only God could do. And for me, it was a really good balance of being with people and being by myself and my baby, and being by myself, because I ended up doing like a bath with rose bath salts and candles, and it was really like just everything that I needed. So all this to say that I am now another year older, another year wiser, another year just more in love with life and in love with myself, because a few years ago I had so much discomfort around being myself, and I also would celebrate myself in ways that weren't authentic to me. And to me, that's like a really sneaky form of betrayal, like self-betrayal, but also just like a sneaky form of abandonment, because every time that you say no to yourself, you're telling your inner child that they don't matter. And this isn't to say that, sometimes you will need to put others before you, like literally like be of service and not think about yourself. Like, this isn't to say that, but this is more so like if you are someone who's always putting people before you, who's always, thinking about other people and really not wanting to pour into yourself as much. This is more speaking on in that perspective of, pouring into your cup first. Because if you're constantly giving, and this also, another layer of this that I realized was when I was celebrating, whether it was myself or other people, especially like time back to like the birthdays, when it was centered around that, because there was this deep underlying, I would say like root cause, that I was not worthy enough. I was not worthy enough to be celebrated in the way that I wanted to. I was not worthy enough to, say no if I really needed to say no, or if, whatever the reason was, like disappointing people. Like, I wasn't worthy enough to do that. And then that also ties back with abandonment. They're kind of different branches from the same tree. And yeah, it's just something that I've learned to really be aware of. And I think once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like, once you notice where the root of why you're acting a certain way, or why you do something, or why you don't do something, like once you get the root cause, you can't unsee it. And it doesn't end there, because then you can see how it starts kind of seeping into other aspects of life and other relationships and other just other ways that you show up. Like, it'll start transferring somewhere along the way. It'll start kind of all coming together. So when you start noticing one part, like noticing, okay, because I didn't feel worthy to be celebrated, I would purposely like just not do anything at all, or not tell anyone. And when I had to come back to that realization this year, I was like, well, is it coming from is it coming from the same cause? And it was like, no, not really. For me, it is enough for me to celebrate myself. Like, it is enough for me to celebrate myself. And yes, like, I'm sure there's some people that love, like, parties, love big celebrations, love all that. I've never been like that type of person. So it's kind of like, because I'm truly celebrating myself, even if it's literally taking a bath or breathing and being present and thanking God and having gratitude for my life and being alive today and all the beautiful things that have happened, even if it's just that, like, that is the epitome of celebration for me. Like, that's that, right? And then all the other stuff is extra. All the other stuff is bonus. All the other stuff is just like cherries on top. And I think because I release that expectation, and because I release that, like, yeah, that kind of like underlying tone of like abandonment in a way, I was surprised with so many cherries on top. And it was really beautiful because, like, if you think about a cake, right? Like, cakes can be all shapes and sizes, and like either way you're probably gonna eat it because it tastes good, right? But what makes the cake like just more, I guess, more appealing is how you decorate it. You know, it's having the cherries on top, it's having, you know, the confetti things and sprinkles and whatever, however you want to decorate your cake. Like, that's what makes it more like just fun, you know? And I think that quality of fun and just wonder was very present for me this year, and I'm just really grateful to share that experience with you guys. So yeah, that was kind of just what I wanted to talk about today. Nothing super crazy different, but yeah, love you guys. See you in the next episode.